it's Dorcas, who I every single time I'm thinking about his name. Oh boy, be a professional. I'm a professional. All right, let's go. Available tomorrow. Oh crap, that's pretty soon. How long is it for? It doesn't say. All right, let's go over things. All right, for loot. It's literally called Weirding Tome. That's kind of weird. Grant speed +3 at start of turn, all foes in cardinal direction, and with res 1 or more lower than unit, suffer speed -5 until the end of foe's next actions. Wow, there's a debuff in it. And speed +3 is a really good boost. So I guess you do want to keep Weirding Tome, huh? Rally attack res. That's great for arena. It adds a lot of extra points. Well, not a lot of extra points, but it adds extra points. HP res +2. That's, you know, whatever. You're gonna replace that. That's fine. Res ploy. So she's gonna ploy twice. And in consideration with her stats, having 34 res, that makes a lot of sense now. So ideally, you probably want to run Fury on her to keep her res up to ploy with some of the mages. Double ploy. This is awesome. The issue I have with this is that she's still comparable stat-wise to like Delphia and stuff, and she's not as offensively orientated or gifted. And Weirding Tome versus Dark Aura. So, you know, right now I can pull for Delphia at a pretty decent rate. Do you want to do that? I don't know. She seems really interesting. I love her voice actress. I have to say it. She plays Holo in Spice and Wolf. Entire thing's very interesting. I like it. Now... yeah, I can't see anything special about her. Like, any particular reason you might want to use her over another mage, blue mage. Like, anything definitive. So, you know, it's... when I look at heroes, I look at it like this. Yeah, it's Holo from Spice and Wolf. Her voice actress? Well, I'll go over to it. Brina Palencia. It's the English voice actress. I guess it's kind of drowned out by the music in the background, but yeah, I love her voice. Anyways, when I look at heroes and when I'm suggesting heroes, I look at not just the cost, but I look at what the cost means for you. So, if you're already in arena and you're using Reinhardt, you're using Lind, you're using Delphia, you're already using a blue mage, I can't just, you know, suggest you go for loot instead, because that makes no sense. Unless she's a clear upgrade, you already have an established hero, you know, that you've committed time and resources into. I really can't say, you know, you should spend some orbs and then you should fodder other heroes to them to make that hero, and then replace your current hero just for a minimum gain. That makes very little sense, which is why, you know, I really don't suggest pulling for loot. That blue mage slot should really be taken up by most people already at this point. But yeah, she's not bad at all. She's an interesting option. Just not definitive, as in like you should definitely get her. Mia's very interesting, of course. Very comparable to Aira. That's always good when you're comparable to basically a game-defining hero. Resolute Blade grants attack +3, grants +10 to damage when special triggers. Luna's whatever. You're gonna replace that with something else. Attack +3. That's really interesting. Her attack was on the lower side, so that makes a lot of difference. And then having that +10 to damage when special triggers, that's like a Wu Dao, a buffed up Wu Dao. God damn, she's really good. It's like Aira, except she's more focused on like damage instead of boosting for speed, which funny enough, she has more speed. And Flashing Blade, if unit speed minus foe's speed greater than 1, unit gains special cooldown charge +1 per attack. If using other similar skill, only highest value applied. Flashing Blade. Oh crap, you can't use this. This seems really cool and all, but if it's just special cooldown charge +1 per attack, that's not good enough. How can I suggest like using Flashing Blade over like this encounter or something that really increases her viability as a hero? Thank you, Lucario dude 2190 for joining them. Thanks so much. But what I'm trying to say is like, you look at this and you're like, it's nothing special. Extra cooldown to activate Resolute Blade. I understand the potential. Like if you use Moonbow with Resolute Blade and Flashing Blade, it can get you something, get you somewhere. But when you can have consideration in arena and all that stuff, you know, that A slot is very, very important, and for extra cooldown charge, even if you do use it better than most other heroes, is usually not a good idea. If you want to like play with cooldown stuff, that's why you use your B slot. That's why Wrath is so good, because it doesn't touch your stat manipulation slot. With Phantom Speed, she doesn't need a speed for her BST. That is true too. That's a good use for Phantom Speed. But yeah, it's just, if it's just special cooldown charge +1, that's kind of a letdown. And I know she gets 10 extra damage from the special trigger, but like with her special as is, she should probably be killing anyways, so it's not a big deal. Thank you, Brian Andrews, for joining. 40 space speed is far too low for tier 20 as a free-to-play, says Nim. It's not far too low. It prevents you from getting doubled, but in consideration to what she would be mostly be used to counter, which are like green mages, that's actually enough. She should be able to one-shot the green mages as is, and as long as she doesn't get doubled, she's fine. The reason you want that is so you know, you can have multiple engagements. Thank you, NN113, for joining the Nimdim. Thank you so much. Having Advantage is a great option, which is why I kind of think like this encounter Advantage works really well here, because of her stats and stuff. But yeah, she's great. Resolute Blade, you definitely want to keep that, not replace it. Luna or Moonbow, if you really want to make Flashing Blade work, I guess you go down to Moonbow, but yeah. I think she's more of a better conduit for like skills rather than using her at her base. And trust me, I would love to use her base skills. I would ever love to use the base skills of any heroes, but Flashing Blade is just kind of underwhelming here. Don't pass on your free summons though. Yeah, don't pass on that. Alright, here's Dorcas. I'm so immature. Alright, here's Dorcas. Fuck. Alright. Here's Dorcas. Is this supposed to be? Are you supposed to say dork? Oh my god. Okay, here's this guy with an axe. Alright, Stout Tomahawk. That's awesome. That makes sense now. The animation makes sense. Because you're supposed to throw it, right? Now the counterattack makes sense. Oh boy. Congrats on 6K. Oh, hey, we reached 6K subs. Thank you guys so much. Thanks, Nick Knack. But yeah, it's really nice to get a hero of a distant counter for once. That's awesome. We're so lacking in those right now. I mean, if you think about it, this encounter heroes are like so far and few in between. Now, I wouldn't say he's better than Hector, because I still think Hector's better than this. Thank you, Turpin, for joining the Nimdim. Thanks so much. Because Hector has QR in his axe, so he can free up his A slot for distant counter and then B for Vantage. Thank you, Reinhardt, for joining them. Thanks so much. But yeah, it's a choice between Vantage and QR that really changes things, because I like the idea of having Vantage on the B slot. Thank you, AK True Gunslinger. Thank you so much. Because, for example, if you have fought like multiple blue mages in arena, you fought 2 blue mages, you know, this guy would not survive two blue mage engagements. You would need Vantage to get ensure to kill. Thank you, Mark Copula. Thank you so much. You're gonna get hit anyways, is the point. If legendary weapons were inheritable, how good is Dorcas' speed? It's bad. It's like 24 speed. It's really bad. That's 23. Okay, that's even worse, but it's bad. It's slower than, yeah, it's slower than Hector. Hector, a plus speed Hector's, by the way, funny enough, is 28 speed. It's kind of funny. It's 24 speed base for Hector, so it's comparable, but Hector has the advantage having QR and Vantage, which works out better in the long run. Having attack plus 6 on fear stance, that's cool and all, but you gotta get hit first, because you can't do it with Vantage, and even if you do it with Vantage, you'll never one-hit somebody. Unless it's a blue mage or something. So it's so close to being really, really good, yet it's just lacking in some areas. So I wouldn't suggest pulling for Dorcas. Infantry Pulse, though, is a very excellent option. His kit is really good, to be honest. Like QR, Infantry Pulse, Fear Stance, and having DC in the weapon, it's really good. It's just his stats don't match it well enough. So, you know, I'm not that excited about him. From this entire banner, I'm most excited about Mia. Mia is just the clear S-ranked hero there. Everybody else, you know, it's debatable if they're S-ranked or not, but for Mia, it's the only one I can say, like, with absolute certainty that you can make great use out of her. With Dorcas and Loot, I can't actually just say, you know, use them over your hero right now. Like, I can't say to somebody with Hector, use Dorcas over your Hector, that, you know, go spend orbs on this minimum upgrade. If even that, you know, I can't say that, so that's why I'm kind of down on all this. Why use Mia? Really, it's really use Mia or Aira. I think they're great choices. I think they're like the optimal choices, but they're more expensive. Ideally you use them, but in general, it's probably better to use Ryoma or somebody for your red sword slot over them. But, you know, going back on this, it's a great skill set. He just lacks the stats to completely meet its potential. It's great, but that's the issue. The problem with a hero like this is that if he does not one-shot the other hero, he will die. And even if he one-shots them, if he fights 2 blue heroes, for example, which is what you want your green distant counter hero to handle, all the blue heroes in the world. If, for example, you go in an arena and somebody uses 4 blue heroes, you better hope your blue hero can handle the rest of them, because Dorcas can only take 1. After that, you know, he should get one-shotted, because his res is not great and his speed's not great. So yeah, there's like issues like that I'm concerned about. Whereas you wouldn't have that issue with like Hector or somebody who has QR and Vantage. So, you know. But yeah, that's just my concern here with him. And then again with Loots, nothing definite. Like, I can't recommend you replace your current blue mage with Loot. It's hard. It's really, really hard to do it with Loot. Mia's the only one I can say, like, with definite certainty that you can make better use of her than your current hero, unless it's Aira. But basically, you know, for the majority of people. We'll talk about stats real quick, and then we'll look at the hero art. There's so much stuff today. Holy crap. All right, Loot, with all things consideration, 32 speed, 36 attack. It's not great. It adds 3 speed from Tome, which says keep her Tome, which is really hard then to say, you know, use Blade Tome or something, because her Tome's pretty awfully good. But then she's going to have damage issues keeping up with a Lind or something. And she's already not going to keep up with Reinhardt somebody. Of course, unlike Reinhardt, she can actually take a mage hit because she has really good resistance. And you want to run Fury on her to keep boosting her res, so you can make better use of her Tome and her C slot. But yeah, if I built her, I would use like Iceberg for special, Fury for A, and then for C I would keep her I think it was res play, right? And then keep it soft. That's how I build Loot. Loot's fine, just not a definite. She won't be a definite upgrade over any of your blue mages. So don't go out of your way to get her is what I'm going to suggest. But yeah, she's fine. If you're new to the game, you know, loot's going to work fine for you. Mia is the only hero I think has tons of potential, comparable to Era. I think Era or Mia, whichever is like an ideal hero for your red hero slot. Her blade adds 3 damage, 3 attack and it's legendary, so that's 16. So it's actually 51 attack base. That's crazy good. If I was a whale and I had all the money in the world, I would do distant counter for A slot. For B slot, I would put keep Vantage. For her special, I would. For her special, I don't really know. It's not obvious with her special, but you can keep Luna, Draconic Aura, Moonbow, or whatever you want. But yeah, Moonbow, if you want to use her special weapon to trigger more often, that makes more sense to me. But yeah, Vantage for B, C slot, whatever you want, Hone, Fortify. But yeah, Mia's a very good option in general. 40 speed base, 51 attack base, excellent hero. It's Mia or Era. I think that's the ideal red hero. Luna is fine for special. I agree. It's Luna, Moonbow, or Draconic Aura. It's up to the user's choice. It's whatever they think they need it for. Anyways, it's Dorcas, who I every single time I'm thinking about his name. Oh boy, be a professional. I'm a professional. Dorcas. Fuck. 45 HP. That's respectable, but again, I can't say you should use Dorcas over other green heroes, because you got Hector, you know, you got Brave Ike, you got Emilia, you know. He has this encounter, but that's not enough to overcome the disadvantage he has. His res is nothing excellent. It's 24 res, which means if he gets attacked by somebody like Reinhardt or a blue mage, he can't take 2 hits. He will die. You're anything but professional. Ouch, ouch, ouch. But his base kit is really nice. I just don't know what to do with him. It just seems like he's so close to being really good, but he's not there. That's the unfortunate thing with Dorcas. Oh crap. If I built Dorcas, I would give him Bonfire for special. And that's it. I wouldn't change anything. He's fine as is, just not excellent. He's really good as a counterpuncher, but at most he just does 1 engagement, which is not ideal in my books. And you can't just run him without QR, because he can't one-shot everything. Like, sure, if he fights like a blue mage and he somehow survives, you know, he'll kill them with Vantages, whatever, but otherwise he really can't fit in the current meta of one-shot wiping out stuff. So, you know, if you're new to the game, pulling for Dorcas is fine. You know, he's not bad at all. It's just there's better options that for most people they likely already have. Which again, it makes no sense for me to suggest you pull for Dorcas if you already have Hector, for example, because that's like not even an upgrade, but you're spending orbs for it when there's a great banner coming up, and that's my rationale. It's not to hate on the heroes, but that's my rationale. Can we refine his weapon? No, it was not on the list. He one-shot any blue mage? Yes, the issue is the most common blue mage is Reinhardt, and he will not survive a Reinhardt shot. If you want him to just cover for blue mages and he cannot survive, it's not good enough. Granted, yes, you can use a Sacred Seal, but you can use a Sacred Seal on any of the other green options as well. So, to say go out of your way to pull for Dorcas is really, really hard. Not even with Triangle Adept. I guess you can use Triangle Adept, but he's just not a great option. Whenever you consider a hero for your final arena team, you want redundancy, alright? If you face off against some lunatic, and this happens, who uses all of one color, like every couple of weeks I fight somebody who uses all blues, all greens, all reds, you know? If you face somebody like that, why do they do that? Because people don't have redundancy built in their teams, and that is not a redundancy covering hero, because he can't use Vantage without giving up QR, and if he doesn't use QR, he can't 1-round KO a lot more heroes. So it's a trade-off that doesn't work out. You want to pass the redundancy check, and you know, unless you use Hector, he's good, just not excellent, and definitely not like to the point where I can recommend replacing your current green hero with him. Again, okay. Anyways, for Joshua, Joshua's fine. There's nothing to talk about with Joshua. Actually, I'm just gonna end it there. I can't think of anything to say about Joshua. Joshua's just like really all balanced kill hero.